and have somebody to help. Got it. So, and maybe just sit down with those people. Maybe they have a tech person that in each of those counties that maybe Tony would help us and sit down with those people and at least get this website started and show them a little bit about it. Make it very simple though, because that's important. So I've been working on this since about 16, and it's an ongoing process. You add to it all the time, you come up with different ideas. The one thing that I do with my website that I like is that I put a mobile banner across the first page that gives the next meeting date and time. So that's an informative way to let people know when we're meeting next. This all came about because the guy that we had before, who I was working with, and he was actually using Dreamweaver, he wasn't sure how to do a slideshow, and I really wanted a slideshow and pictures on my site. So I started looking into things myself that I could use. So we switched over to Wix. But I do slideshows for each of the meetings, and I post those on the front page. I also keep a running number of how many people have hit my website. And I think that's real important. It gives you an idea of how many are using it. We post our newsletter in a section, and Debbie Hance is my go-to person, and she and I work closely together. If I haven't posted that newsletter, she texts me and says, "Where's my newsletter?" So no, not really, but she keeps me up to date as best, and me with her. So it's close. It's good to have a close person that you can work together. She also does the Facebook page as well as one other girl. So there's 3 of us that are doing that. The thing that we have done recently is what we call day trippers. And day trippers is once a month we try to go somewhere as a group. And so I have a section on the website that says our next trip will be to, and then post a picture, just like the other lady was saying, of where you're going. And that gets them interested. And then I use a thing called Google Forms. And Google Forms, I put a link on the website, goes right to the Google Form, so you can sign up on that form. Gives all the information about where we're going, and you can build this Google Form. It's pretty simple with just little boxes, and it asks like, what's your name, what's your email, what's your emergency number, do you want lunch, and any other ideas that we have depending on the trip. And I post that on the website as well. So that's been the newest thing that I do, is the Day Trippers group. And then I do legislation's a big up and coming one now. We have Carol Howard, who's done some great follow-up notes on legislation. So I put that on there. Any benefits information that we need to keep the members updated with, put that on there as well. And I'm just trying to think of other things. I'm looking at the site right now, and I do this all the time, which is I can look at it on my mobile and then figure out, what I want to do with it next. But it's right on my phone, so I can see the website. And I have a picture slideshow because I'm into pictures pretty much, so that draws the interest as well. And then I'm just a calendar. We put all the dates of when the meetings for a whole year is. Teacher of the Year, you guys mentioned that already. You do it per month, they've said, but we do the Teacher of the Year and Employee Person of the Year on there. When with the COVID, we did all the Zoom information, how to get onto Zoom, how to log in, and that, so informative stuff. And then we were also starting a video thing with some of our, with Debbie Hance and another friend, and we were doing little mini tech lessons, and we put those on there as well. And then we have some hidden pages where we put stuff on there like a list of members and those kinds of things. And they're on a hidden page where you have to know a password to get into that, so that you can hide stuff on your website, and not everybody have access. The whole public, general public, wouldn't have access to it. I think that's about it. Unless anybody else hasn't, we do a back to school and we post pictures for that. Most of the schools in our county do a back to school for the retired teachers. And we post pictures for those. Does anybody have any questions, or is there anything I missed? Or, but I think the number one thing is to get those people in. If somebody has somebody tech that would be interested in volunteering, and sit down just like your executive director did with us. And there were some other people, maybe there's some people online here that were in that meeting, and he really helped me set up the page and get started. And then from there, you know, it snowballs and you start learning stuff and posting. So, and you do have to keep it updated. And I even struggle with that too, but do the MRSPA links and keep those up, and keep an application on the page so that people can, you know, like I had a friend the other day, well, where do I go? Well, go to my website and there's an application right on the front page if you want to join. And our day trippers, we have been taking some people that are not members, you know, just try to reel them in. Yep. So we haven't denied anybody, you know, that wants to go, because we figure down the road they're gonna like joining and going through some more activities. And we try to do local stuff for the day trippers. Our last trip was to Edgewater, to London town. We went to Mount Vernon. Of course, one of our members is a docent there, so that was really we got into some things. Good. Yeah, so that was real nice. Okay, Scott's got a question.
You have a question, Lynn. Somebody asked if you could share the web address for your sites, and if you could also put it in the chat. If you could say it out loud and put it in the chat, that'd be great.
Sure. So it's and I'm just getting it for you. It's https:// Lynn Cox, that's LYNNCOX, and the digit 1 dot Wixsite, WIXSITE.com / Calvert. And that's long, so I'll put it in the chat for you.
Yes, please do that.
Anything else, Scott?
Lynn, Lynn.
This is
I just want to say I just got to your website, and it's really good, and it's really easy to navigate. It's easy to find, and it's great to navigate. It's great.
Don't make it complex. Don't make it complex.
Yeah,
make it simple. Try to make it for the person who doesn't know anything about touching a button. That's so important.
Yep, it's really nice. It's a nice website.
Thank you. And Scott has his hand up, but did he get it answered, or?
I didn't get a chance to even say anything. Hi, Lynn. Did I catch you correctly in saying that individual Calvert County schools host a back to school for retirees who have left?
No, it's separate. It's just the retirees who get together and send out an email and say, we're having a back to school. We do it on the day the school's open.
Oh, okay. Like in
most of the time. And then we go to a restaurant somewhere.
Oh, I
so
hear you.
Going to school and going to class, we go to the restaurant.
But we're not going, exactly. Okay. But I just thought it would be interesting if individual schools said, come back, retirees, and we'll celebrate you. That's
no, but we have our recent thing that we did connect with the school is we did a poster, and somebody had mentioned that. We just did a poster that we put in every school, had to get permission through Human Resources to put our website organization, website address, and Facebook address, and we posted that in all the teachers' lounges for each of our schools. So that's the newest in our initiatives here.
Thank you, Lynn.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And I'll volunteer if you're interested in getting help in setting up those websites, I'll be glad to, try to help work around. I'm just doing homeschool review for this month for the county, but after that, I'm pretty free. So just letting you know.
Okay. Lynn, I really do appreciate your sticking around when you know you have an appointment coming up. So thank you so much. And we have you've given us a lot of good food for thought. And volunteering to help us. That may be your suggestion of maybe at the leadership workshop in the fall, we might have some kind, I don't know. I have to talk to Wanda about that, some kind of breakout session or something.
Right. It would have to be a breakout. It only, you can't do
Right.
too many because you'd have to go around, help each one. So
Right.
just a practical type of thing for anybody that you could draw from, maybe one per county, and
Right.
that's how we got started. So I think it was a great idea. And
Well, it's
easy
a-
to check out.
Yeah, I think it is a good idea and have to work with Wanda about that as well. But thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Now, if you're
Leslie?
recording this, I'm going to go ahead and come off because I've got a conference at 11. And then
Leslie.
Debbie Hance is
Yes,
like to-
I don't know who I'm talking to.
Okay, Leslie, it's Bonnie.
Bonnie,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, listen, while we're talking about websites, my husband has jumped in on this. You may not know, but when I was president of MRSPA, I started the websites. And I started it because I have a husband who knows what he's doing with computers a whole lot more than I do. And I wanted to get people involved in doing this. So
Okay.
right now he does quite a few websites, and I think you ought to hear who he's working with and how that's working before we decide to sign off.
That's fine. That's fine. Is he here? I don't
He's
see
down
him.
there. It's called Bill Bros, and he's waving at you.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay.
We'll see you.
Okay, Bill, there you go. You want to talk with us and tell us from your perspective? Thank you.
My computer just did something strange here.
Yes,
Unmute
you're large.
myself. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. It just made me very large and all of you have just vanished from my screen. Oh, thank you. No, Bonnie talked me into doing this when we got this thing started years ago, and we ran workshops all over the state trying to encourage folks because I've been saying for how many years now, every teacher that retires will know more about internet than we do. We've had to learn it since our retirement days. So we tried to get websites started and we got 20 of them going. And of those, there's about 14 that are still active. Lynn was very active in getting into the Wix thing. And my concern with that was twofold. Yes, it's very colorful, very easy to work with, very animated, and costly. You have to pay, it's a monthly fee, but you pay it like once a year. And I think she said it's up to $160 now a year. That's every year for
Yeah.
that opportunity. And the one that bothered me the most was that if you look at the address that she's put over there in the chat area,
Mhm.
it's Lynn Cox 1 dot. We can't get it for the Calvert County teachers. It has to be a person who's making the payment. We tried to get the name changed to the Calvert Retiree Group, and it didn't happen. Wix has their rules about how you set it up. So that's why their address is so much different than everybody else's. Oh, Madeline's just wandered away. I finally got to see Madeline in person. We've been corresponding for weeks lately. Hi, Madeline. And Tony and I have been corresponding for years. And I think we've never been in the same place at the same time. So it's hi, Tony. and of course, then there's the Anne Arundel folks. While we were listening to what Jacqueline was saying, I started to take a couple of notes, and I think she was spot on. What I wrote down is I wrote down that Facebook is something that is active and current. And my note on the websites is it's resources and archives. In all of these groups, you'll look and see that I've been trying to convince folks that they want to add newsletters, they want to add photographs, but you don't want to take them away, because once it's there and posted, members can go and get it. Someone asked me at our meeting last week if I had an extra copy of the December newsletter, and I said, you already do. It's on the website.
Yeah.
And so Anne Arundel has years. Queen Anne has years. Kent has years, as do many of the rest of you, trying not to take things down, but to add items to your website. Some of our groups do photographs. Some of them decide they don't want those photographs out because once it's on the internet, it's out to the general public. Unless you stick it into a members only place with a password, your stuff is available to everybody. Other than that, right now, the most difficult county I'm having trouble with is Prince George's, mine. I can't get updates. To get a newsletter is easy. Our newsletter editor is Bonnie, and she and I sit in the same room, and it goes from her computer to my computer and then onto the internet. But to get a letter from the president takes an email and a phone call and an email and another email and an update, and then I get something. But a change of meeting date or location, I get it when the members get it, and then I post it on the website. Other than that, keeping stuff current is the most difficult task you're going to have. I see lights going on. Are there any questions for me?
I don't see anything in the chat.
That makes it easy.
You have any spare time? Bill?
Tony, I'm sorry.
Do you have any spare time?
Any spare time? Well, this has been Queen Anne County Week. Madeline says, I'd like to get some things updated.
Do you have any
And
spare time?
so we added photographs from their last meeting and got that all done. And in there, it seems that Dreamweaver does not really like Microsoft Word. Apostrophes, quotation marks, special symbols all come out as a string of really weird characters. So then I have to go back into that HTML stuff they were talking about and edit and edit and edit. And then I send it back to whomever sent it to me and say, please look for other weird things. Madeline sent me a note last night about another one that just on my screen, it shows up as a diamond, but on the internet, it shows up like something Dagwood Bumstead would say with a bunch of asterisks in it.
So do you have time answers?
I think we've gotten it fixed, but it's a translation problem. Earlier this year, Tony asked me about having the HTTPS for secure on your website. And I contacted the hosting company for all of our sites, and they said, oh, I said, yes, can you fix it for all of them? And they said, okay. Now, whether that's actually happened or not, they went and supposedly moved all of our websites onto a secure server, and it should have the S on it if you look up at the address bar across the top. Tony's giving me thumbs up. That's fantastic, because I hadn't gotten the feedback. He's saying, oh, okay, sorry. All right. Are there other questions?
Anyone else have?
I have one.
Okay.
Bonnie has one.
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah.
Know anybody in our lovely chapter who would like to do a Facebook page? Because I think that would help us a lot.
I think that what Jacqueline was talking about and other organizations were saying it's fantastic. But Facebook is a lot of work because you've got to do it more than once a week. The website you update when you get things, but Facebook, if it's not active and not current, it's not useful. And the answer is, I can't think of anybody in Prince George's County, but I will start looking.
Yeah, I think Facebook's where you're going to get most of your interaction with the newer retirees.
Yeah.
And that could lead them to the website, but I don't think on their own, they're going to go to the website.
Right. I
On-
agree.
I think members will go to the website if they want the past history and they want information about what's going on
Mhm.
with something they've already joined. But Facebook is going to get them if they're friends of anybody who's on that Facebook page and sharing.
Yeah.
One of the other organizations that I belong to, they have three or four or five. They have several people who are
Several.
on it almost daily. And that's the key right there. You gotta find somebody who likes to be active and likes to be on a computer. And then Facebook works for them. Otherwise, you're gonna have once in a while, and then it begins to filter down.
Right. That's exactly correct.
Oh, well, there's
Well,
that.
I have notes all over the place concerning Facebook and our the website, which I think are very good. I think that everyone who has participated and contributed today has certainly given, even those of us who are active in Facebook or have our organization have their Facebook page, has gained some knowledge of things to include, ways to maybe do things a little better. So I really do appreciate all those who consented to be here today to discuss Facebook and websites.
I have another piece I'd like to throw in here right
Is
at this point.
Still here. I
what-
believe she
Hold on.
wanted to share a thing or two,
Who's
if you don't
that?
mind.
Okay.
St. Mary's.
Oh, Lana. Yes, I'm so sorry, Lana. I did have you down on my list. I apologize. Lana,
Yeah, I'm coming. I had to unmute, sorry.
that's okay.
I just wanted to share a few things that haven't been said yet. When you
Sure.
set up a website, this is mostly websites. When you set up a website, have a plan of what you want to do. Just don't just start throwing things on the web. And there are free sites out there. In fact, St. Mary's is using Wix and it's free. I'm not paid for it in 3 or 4 years now, but it's limited, but it's free. And you can do the HTML, which is all the background programming that Tony and Bill are talking about, which is complicated unless you know how to program data. So if you've never done a website, you can go to one of the ones that are easier, like Wix. Weebly has a website that's free, I think. And there's several others that are free that you can work with. And they kind of help you do the whole website. You know, they say, add this and it pops in right there. You don't have to figure out where on the page, maybe move it around with the cursor. And then just a note, I would not personally use stock images in my website unless it's like a cartoon graphic or something to get people's attention to look at something on the website that you've got on the page. I would use people pictures of your group, but don't put names on the pictures.
Yeah.
For security.
One caution on Weebly. Yes, it's available and yes, it's free. But to get it free, they reserve a portion of your screen to run advertisements for their choice of people, not necessarily yours.
I know.
You might get an offer for a car dealership in Alexandria on your nonprofit organization website. And that's the drawback to the free services for most of them.
I know.
What I was going to jump in with before Lana got to that was the way we got these started is if you have an interest in your local and having a website, if you can find someone who will serve as a contact person, I'll do all the setup for you and get it up and running. And as Anna Rundle knows, Sharon Doyle is their webmaster, and her task is to send things to me, and I post it on the web for them. I try and get things as the same for Queen Anne and a couple of others. I don't want the job, but I'm offering the service to get you started. And then you look for somebody in your organization that can take it over and do it yourselves. That would be fine. And Dreamweaver, if you go out and buy it, is just astronomically expensive. However, they have a student teacher version that's like $199, which is about what Lana is paying for her year of Wix. And the difference is you own it and it's yours forever, and they have updates. And the big deal on it is you have to have somebody who is actively teaching, who can send teaching credentials. They will verify it to get you that low price. Otherwise, it's like $7.99. No, $199 or $7.99, you choose. That means find somebody.
Right.
Okay, can I finish now? Keep
Sure.
going.
Yeah.
I was gonna make that comment before Bill came on, that the free sites, yes, do have ads on them. But to get the ads off, you have to pay, like MRSBA pays, Calvert County pays to get the ads off. But they are free and you can use them, and they work to get you started. You can always go to free first, see how you like it, work with it. And then if you really like it and people are interested, you can move to the pay part. And they just add, the plan to pay. And as soon as I find this button, this is the MRSBA's website. And I just picked the county, the Area 2 South Director and North. I've been putting on here the websites and the Facebook pages. Now, you guys didn't tell me these. I did research and found them. They're either listed in your newsletters, or I just found them on the web by accident. So if you know what your website or Facebook page is, see, this one, Baltimore City only has a website. Most of these have both. Charles, I don't see any website. I've never found a website or a Facebook page. And St. Mary's, this is ours right there. This is Wix. I don't pay for it. It's free. And I don't even see that many ads, but I have not paid for that site. And the couple things I was going to show you about the website, it has a header. This right up here is a header. You could, like, I put the logo for the county. I think Calvert and some of these others are doing the same thing. It's nice to put the logo in the top. Then you've got a menu right here. People can pick on any of these menu items, which are basically pages on your website. And then I just put a picture of, this happens to be swans that are in the county, in one of the lakes in the county. I change this periodically. That's the other thing that I've learned in the past, but also you people have been mentioning it. Keep it fresh. The website, or people will not go look at it. You can't have a newsletter page and have it back to 2020. People aren't going to look at it. You need to put the current stuff out there. If you have a something happening and it's 5 years old, they're not going to look at your website. And then on the front page, I just put a few little odds and ends of things to look at for right now, because these are the ones that I just put up. Also on your website, it's also nice to have where you're located and a link to your Facebook page, which I've got right here at the bottom. And this is a footer. This is on this footer, and this header is on every page of your website. Like this is the travel. See, it's got the header and the footer. The one thing I like about Wix, well, community service I put on here too. It's nice to put pictures of some of your group on there. Again, don't put names necessarily, because that could be more dangerous than putting their pictures up, probably. But the other thing is, let's see if I can find this. Okay, join us. I put this on there. I linked it to, well, I gotta take this off. It's already old. See, I'm behind a day already. When you put a link on your website, put it in a color. Blue, I think it used to be the standard. I've seen other colors lately, but if you want the blue, keep a standard throughout your whole web page and you underline it so they know it's a link. Also, I put little things like join now so they know exactly what they're doing on that page. And I actually put the 2023 meeting up there already picture. And then, so all these links are going to the state, which means you don't have to change anything. If the state changes their page, then your website's already up to date because you're using their link. So that saves you some time too. And let's see here. Oh, this scholarship. Now we do scholarship different. Becca does it in our county. The kids go to their guidance counselor and they pick up a scholarship form and it all goes through this one organization. So that's how we do scholarships. So that's a link to get their application. And I never change that because the application is the same. I mean, the link's the same. They change their application. It doesn't matter because that link goes to it. The other thing I wanted to tell you, Wix does mobile phones or computers. Anytime you set up a page, you need to check what the mobile looks like. If it's different, it's going to show up on that mobile link on your Wix page. And I've done that in MRSPA and it's all, I mean, sometimes it works great and other times let me get back there. And other times it's all wacky and you have to rearrange all the mobile stuff to get it working right. And trying to think what else I'm supposed to say. Oh, you always test it. Whenever you put something up, you test it first. You publish it and you test it because it looks great, but then if you hit a link, it may not go where you want it to go. So you have to go back and test it again. You just don't put it up and say, oh, it's there, but it could not be there. And I don't know if anybody has any other questions. I was trying to find the go back to the MRSPA. Oh, here it is. See, here's their footer at the bottom. We added extra stuff to that footer. And then the header is at the top. And on this page, I put links within the page so you don't have to go up to the top and go down. So if you want to go to this link, and if you're in that page, you want to go to this link. I mean, I just put links within. So it's easy to bounce around the web page. So you don't have to go up and figure, where do I find the next page? You know, Carrollton County right now, I don't know if they have a website or a Facebook page.
All right.
Etc.
Right.
And that's about. But all these Cecil, you guys want to see what Cecil looks like? That's their, well, this always comes up. I can't get to, well, I guess they're going to Scotland. That looks like a cool trip, by the way, Tony. Anyway, that's their page. That's their homepage. They got a lot on the homepage, but you know, if it works for them, that's great.
I use the same consistent highlights there for websites, but there are some that do not link. Like all those are links, the same color.
Right. That's good. And if you want to make it stand out more, don't underline it. Because to me, an underline means it's a link. you can put it in bold, you can make it all caps, but don't bold it and underline it, or caps and underline it. It's just overkill.
It's a rollover link.
Yeah, and these, the way he's got it set up, it rolls over, but the way I did it, it just has the underline link in it, and the way the state has it's underlined. See, they're just underlines, they don't roll over, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. It's just the more you work with the web design, the more things you find out. And when you look at other people's web pages, then you can put, oh, that's a cool idea, let me try it on my page. That's where I got the idea for Renew and Join, because it was on the ARP web page. So I thought, heck, if ARP can do it, so can we. And that's all I've got. Just hopefully some tips to help you.
Lana, thank you so much for sharing. As with all of our guests today who have shared about Facebook as well as the website, I hope that within you've all been able to gain something new. You certainly have been offered assistance if you are one of those counties that does not have a Facebook or does not have a website or both. I'm just sorry that we did not have more people here today who could take advantage of this information, but it certainly is has made me more informed, and I thank everyone for your participation today.